Welcome to my van tour. Hi friends, welcome back to Disabled in Nature and the long-awaited arrival of Boots, the wheelchair accessible van. She's a 2023 Toyota Sienna with a Braun Ability XT ramp conversion. I know if you're new here, hi, my name is Marissa. I have muscular dystrophy and it took me 2 years to get this van and I'm very excited to show you. First things first, getting in the van. So I use this key fob and I just hold this button and then it opens. Ta-da! So in order to accommodate the ramp and to make that larger size in the cabin for someone in a wheelchair to be able to fit in, Braun actually chops the bottom of the vehicle off and lowers the floor. In order to do that, they have to lift the vehicle. So you can see how this wheelbase is super big. There's not supposed to be this much space here. So they lift that. And my husband's favorite part about this is that they keep the engine at the same height. So there's a giant gap in the engine bay. He says I should put a train horn in there, but I told him no. The next thing is to get inside the van, but once I'm in there, I need to have this chair locked in place because you don't want it flying around when you're driving. There are two options. You can have a ratchet strap tight securement system, or you can have installed what I did, which is the pin and lock bracket system. There's a pin on the bottom of my chair and then a bracket on the inside of the van that the pin slides into and then locks in place. We'll show you that now. Nice. So now I'm in the van, I'm locked in place. My chair's not going anywhere until I want to get out, and I press this red button behind me and it releases the lock and I can drive right back out the side of the van. And I can still turn all the way around with the chair locked in place. That's why you can probably see there's a nice circle of dirt on the floor of the van, and that's always going to be the same circle because I always spin around in the same area because of the pin. And then to close the ramp, there's just this button right here. Boom. Ready to go. So the next piece of adaptive equipment I had installed in this van is this transfer seat. So this is just a normal driver's seat that would usually come with the Toyota Sienna, but it's on a transfer seat base. That's so that when you're sitting in the seat, your feet have an actual floor to sit on because the floor is kind of far down. Like I said, I have muscular dystrophy, so I'm slowly losing my abilities over time, so I can still independently transfer into this seat. So I just kind of put all my weight onto one leg to pivot and then grab hold here, and I just kind of scoop my booty on over. And then there's this little pendant control thing that has a magnet that attaches to the chair on the other side. And just do that. And it pulls me right up into place to drive. All right, what else to do? Okay, so I turn the car on, and it's a hybrid, so you don't hear anything when it turns on. Another thing that I had installed kind of to future-proof the vehicle was hand controls. I can still drive with my feet, but it's getting a little dicey, so I had these installed and I got trained on them. So once I lose enough ability in my legs that I can then just drive with my hands and my arms. I don't remember what the hand control is called, but I will put the actual name of it up on the screen, but it's the E-Classic version. Right now the hand controls are not on. I've mentioned that in part 3 of the van saga that I took a test drive without the hand controls on, and this is what I mean. Right now they're not active at all. So you twist this for gas and then you push it for brake. And the low effort braking isn't active, so I can't push it because, like I said, I'm weak. In order to turn the hand control on, you press this button 3 times. and it lights up a little bit. Now my foot accelerator doesn't work at all. It doesn't do anything. Now the hand control does. So now the gas on the hand control is on, but the low effort braking module is not active. So the low effort braking module came separate from the hand control. If you want an explanation for all of that, go watch part 3. So that's this right here. I don't know how it works, honestly, but it's connected to the hand control. So when I push in, this somehow comes to here, and then this is what reduces the effort needed to brake. So instead of needing the full force that you would put on it with your foot, I need like 10% of that or whatever. And it's adjustable. So as my arm gets weaker over time, it can get more and more sensitive. Turn that on. I just twist this key and green light turns on, and this thing does a little wiggle. So now it's much easier for me to push the brake in. You see, I can do it much more easily. Whee! And then if I turn off the key, I'll apply the same amount of pressure. I literally can't do it. Back on. Woo! There you go. That's what the hand control and the low effort braking does. This little knob helps when you're driving with the hand controls. They installed this little holder bracket on the steering wheel, and it can just go right in here. And it is Bluetooth, I believe. So it's wireless, and it has all of the not like the lever functions that you'd usually use on it. So it's got like turn signals and windshield wipers, and you can clean your windshield with it. Lights, horn, all that kinds of fun stuff. This helps turn the wheel to get a little bit more leverage because you're only driving with one hand. I don't know how I feel about it because, as you can see, when I do it, my shoulder pops out, and it's a work in progress. But if you don't want to use it, it just pops right out and just put it away. This car also has some really cool features that came just from the factory, and they're on every single Toyota Sienna. So it has the adaptable cruise control, which is really helpful. It will like measure how far you are from the car in front of you when you have it on, and it'll like adjust your speed for you, so you're always like that distance from the car in front of you. But it drives like really naturally. It's not like if you're stopped at a stoplight that it'll still keep you that same distance. Like it will bring you all the way up to where you would naturally stop at a light. It's really cool. If you can get a car with radar cruise, I think sometimes they call it adaptive cruise control, you should get it because it's amazing. And then when that radar cruise is on, it also has lane keep assist. So this car basically drives itself. That's what I'm saying. My favorite feature of all in this car is the hold function. I mean, like, obviously, other than the ramp, my favorite feature is the hold function. So it's this little button right here. If you've got one of these in your car, you need to use it. You press it, and then it'll show up on your dashboard. It'll say hold. When you say you've come up to a stoplight, you would usually have to keep on the brake, right? In order to stay stopped at the light. Not with this hold function. You just hold the brake long enough so you see this little orange hold, and you can go hands-free, feet-free. It'll just keep the car from idling forward. It's lovely, it's wonderful. Especially when I'm using the hand control. It's very fatiguing to keep it held forward like this, even with the low effort on. So with this hold function on, if I'm at a stoplight, I can just let go. It's incredible. So something that I forgot to cover is that there's a variety of options for settings for the ramp. So installed on, I believe, all Braun conversions is what's called a kneeling feature. It's a kneeling motor with a chain on it that pulls the suspension of the back right wheel of the car down. I'm not the car person in this family. I usually keep it off just because I don't want to wear out the suspension in the back of the van, but I'll turn it back on so that you can see it. So I usually have ramp on, kneel off, and so we'll turn it to ramp on, kneel on. And then this is just if you want to open that door without the ramp coming out at all. Let's open the ramp and you'll watch the car get low. So that kneeling system basically just makes it so that the ramp is at a lesser angle, so it's less, so that it's easier to get out of the van and your wheelchair. To get out of the van, I just do what I did to get in, but in reverse. So I use my little pendant and and then I just kind of, I always use the passenger seat for a little bit of stability, and then I just plop myself on over. And then, like I said, there's that red button here, and I push it, and it releases the lock on the bracket, and I can come right out. And then I use the key fob, hold it, and it goes back out. And when the kneeling is on, the van gets taller. Thanks so much for coming along and watching this tour of my wheelchair accessible van. It's been so long in the making, and I'm so happy that I got to show you. If you're interested in knowing more about how the actual conversion of the van is done, I will link a video from Braunability in the description. Go watch that because it's really interesting. If you want to know more about this whole saga, parts 1, 2, and 3 of how I actually acquired this van, you can click over here. Until next time, don't forget to get outside, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!